So, yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mama's Legacy podcast. I'm joined here with some fan favorites. Reek, what's up?
What's good, man? Good to be back on the pod.
Love having you back. Waiting on those videos to drop. I'm joined here with Jay. What's up, Jay?
What's good? I'm back. Eat
He's
salad.
he's always here, and we're joined here with Spurs X Lego. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. I love to be on. Thank you
Hey,
for
we,
the opportunity.
hey, we love you having on, man. Your takes are pretty well for an honest LeBron fan. But in all seriousness, we're recording this right after Game 2 of the Suns versus Bucks game, and what a game! I mean, let's just go around initial reaction to watching the game and what you took away. Reek, we'll start with you.
Man, I was telling you, I missed most of the first half, but I mean, the second half was, must-watch basketball. And, got to give a shout-out to Giannis for really, putting his team on his back, playing like an MVP caliber player. But I know we're going to get to his co-stars and how they play. But, it's hard to see a player like Giannis have a game like this and then nobody else really step up to the plate. But you got to give a big shout-out to just the Phoenix Suns. Mikal Bridges having his best playoff game of his career. I think he's been due for a big-time game, and it's good to see him just play with that confidence on the offensive side. And Chris Paul and Devin Booker were remarkable, just as they always are. But they did what they had to do. They handled their business, won 2 home games, and now the series is going to shift to Milwaukee. So we'll definitely just have to see what adjustments the Bucks make. Even though Coach Budenholzer is not known for his adjustments, but we'll see what they got coming Sunday.
I definitely agree. He's not known for his adjustments. But Jay, what did you take away from this game?
Holiday is not worth a $160 million deal just to play like a Compazzo, except worse.
That's very aggressive. Holiday probably won't be coming on this podcast. And Spurs actually go. What did you take away from this game?
I think it's time to get the brooms out. I think it's over. I think honestly, yeah, at this point,
I'm
he
just trying
like
to figure Chuck out with the guarantees out here.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious, but I think at this point, it's just about who's going to get Finals MVP, Paul or Booker. Like the Bucks don't stand a chance. It's kind of like LeBron on the Cavs. Like Giannis has no help, offensively at least. Because I do think Jrue Holiday's right now he's terrible offensively. He's really good defensively. Like he got some good blocks, and he's really good like on the pick and roll, like switching and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's over.
I will say I'm gonna get into Jrue Holiday. Offensively, he did nothing, but I will say he had an amazing block on Ayton. I felt like that was not talked about enough. I will say Holiday played amazing defensively this game. I think he played pretty well, except for on the picks. I think he wasn't forcing through them enough. I feel like he was going under a bit too much and causing a lot of disruption. But on other plays, he stopped the fast break a ton of times. He had that block on Devin Booker, but no other Bucks player came across half court to, help him after making that play. And Ayton got the easy dunk. And he, again, had that block on Ayton. I think Holiday played solid defensively. Again, pick and roll, I don't think he did too well there, but everything else, I think he played pretty solidly. Brook Lopez played really solidly. I think this Bucks team played really solid defense in the paint. But Jesus, they gave up too many perimeter shots, and that was the downfall for them. And I don't know what's going to happen to this Bucks team going into games 3. I don't know if they'll make the adjustments because I think Budenholzer made a good game plan to stop paint scoring, but perimeter, he did not have an answer for that, and that was the downfall of him. Let's get firstly into it. We'll give a bit more praise to Giannis. Giannis outscored, I believe, Kobe, LeBron, and Michael Jordan for the most points in a quarter in the playoffs, in the finals, if I'm correct.
Yeah, in the last 20 years, I think.
Yeah,
25 years.
That was amazing to watch. I think Giannis, for the first time, we're going to sit here and say that it's not his fault why they're losing the playoffs. He stepped up. The rest of the team stepped down. What did you guys think about Giannis getting that kind of a record?
I mean, of course, anytime you're up there with LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, that's of course, a big time accomplishment. But it's good to see that he's playing more like, he seems like he's in better condition because game 1, he just looked like he was gassed like most of the game. Like it didn't look like the knee was bothering him as much, but he would have like a couple like really good offensive possessions, and then he would just have, he would just take a few plays off and stuff because it just looked like he wasn't in good condition. But if the Bucks have any hope, I mean, Giannis is going to have to be it because, Middleton had a poor game. I didn't even realize how bad he played until I looked at the box score. And then, like we mentioned, Drew Holiday. It's hard because I'm a pretty good, I'm a Drew Holiday fan for real, and everybody's been giving him a bunch of praise, saying like once he's on a bigger stage, he'll get the recognition that he deserves. He's been pretty trash in this postseason offensively. I don't think we can understate that at all. He's been pretty trash in the postseason on the offensive side. And even defensively in these first two games, they haven't been afraid to go at Drew Holiday, which is kind of surprising. But he's not having as much success on the defensive side trying to guard, Devin Booker and Chris Paul. I know those are two of the most elite guards that we have in the league, but I mean, Drew Holiday is not really providing much on either side of the floor, in my opinion, in these first two games. So, we'll see if he plays better at home. We'll see if Middleton plays better at home, but it's an uphill battle for the Bucks. But hopefully Giannis can continue to play at this high of a level.
Yeah, Giannis, I really hope he can continue playing it at an MVP caliber player level in the playoffs. But Jay, do you think that the Bucks will get some help coming off anybody else but Giannis?
I mean, for like next game, I think that for today at least, like Pat Connaughton, he played pretty well. I think he only missed like one shot. PJ Tucker, I'm surprised they didn't play him as much after halftime, because he was getting a lot of offensive rebounds and he was causing a lot of disruption. Holiday, if he wants to like remain elite defensively, like there were a lot of times where he just decided to switch off without even like the pick fully coming in, and that kind of ticked me off because I mean his entire reputation is being one of the best perimeter defenders of all time. So I mean he kind of has to just man up and take it. Because, I mean, if Chris Paul gets, past Drew Holiday, who's there to stop him? Brook Lopez?
I mean, Brook Lopez had like 3 blocks tonight.
Yeah, Brook Lopez he's good on most people, but he's not good guarding like Chris Paul's mid-range game.
He did a better job at it tonight. No, but in all seriousness, Drew Holiday needs to stay there. Drew Holiday needs to fight through those screens to stay on his man. Rick, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say regarding Brook Lopez. I mean, he did improve in this game defensively, but they're frying him in the pick and roll. And that's an all NBA defender, but he's getting torched in the pick and roll. I know it's asking a lot to cover D Book and CP3 coming off of screens, but they really have to switch up the game plan and maybe try and blitz the ball screens, get the ball out of their hands, and force other guys like Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, and others to just hit shots. And you just might have to live with those in this series because right now CP3 and Book are doing whatever they want on the offensive side.
Yeah, Booker and Chris Paul are having their way with this series, but Spurs and Legoat fan, will Middleton turn up the heat coming into the rest of this playoff series, or is he going to continue to drop 10 points?
I mean, I don't really know. He might. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure. I don't think that at this point he really has it in him. I think that game 3 is going to be a really big game, for the Bucks, and I think this will be the game. We'll see if Middleton can step up or not. Because after this game, even if he steps up game 4, and they maybe win a game, sneak a game, and even in 2 games, I feel like it's not going to matter, of course, because in my opinion, there's no way they can come back from this lead. This 2-0 lead in the series. So I don't really think Middleton is going to step up. But even if he did, I think it's more about people like Drew Holiday playing better and Pat Connaughton and Bobby Portis. It's more about a team effort, in my opinion, at this point for them.
Yeah, I think the whole team's got to step up. But in my opinion, if the Bucks lose, this is going strictly on Middleton and Holiday. I think these 2 players are going to get the most heat for it. And if I'm the Bucks and we get swept in 5 games, I think both those players are gone coming to this offseason because Giannis is not going to be happy if he's dropping 40 points, especially coming back from what he thought was the end of his season. I mean, he dropped 42 points in 40 minutes. I mean, the man's doing everything he can. He's getting no help. And those 2 players are inconsistent and shooting terribly from the field. I think the loss gets put on both those 2 players. I think Connaughton actually played well this game. I don't think he didn't play as well in game 1, but he played pretty well tonight. And this Bucks team, if they lose, this is coming on Holiday and Middleton, and both those players are gone come this offseason. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
That's a hot one. That is a hot take right there. So they're just gonna get rid of two all stars, just like that. That'll be kind of crazy. That would
I
be crazy
mean,
to see
I'll ask you
them do
this:
that.
do you run it back with those two?
I mean, if if they continue to play this sport, it is probably gonna be hard for them to convince their fans, like, yeah, we're just gonna run it back. But I don't know, like, who would you really trade? Because Drew Holiday's getting paid so much money. Chris Middleton is also getting paid a bag. Like, I think it would be hard to improve your team by trying to move one or both of those guys because you probably won't get equal value, or you'll probably get less value trying to move one of them.
You probably will, but I mean, you just got to do whatever you can. You got to keep Giannis happy. I know that he signed that extension, but that man, if he requests a trade, Milwaukee's done for. They're dead fish in the water with the cap space they have, the free agent attraction they have. They are dead fish in the water. But another thing I quickly want to talk about: Craig went down this game, and that's a big loss. Concerning they just lost Saric with a torn ACL, he's done. Now they lost Craig, another key member in their rotation. Will the Suns suffer the rest of the series losing those two guys, key rotation players? Will they suffer? Jay, what do you think?
In my opinion, I have to say this because Torrey Craig he's from my home state, and he went to college at South Carolina. But offensively, Torrey Craig is like he's kind of like a matchstick because sometimes he'll be like dead on from 3-point, and then other times he'll be like Jay Crowder last game and just score 1 point. But defensively, he's always like bringing that type of energy. Like he's not on like the level of like a Marcus Smart or anything like that, but he's an above average defender. He's good at kind of like he has length on him, and he's like he can form the wall against Giannis. So it is a loss for losing Torrey Craig. Dario Saric, in my opinion, I've never really been a Dario fan, to be honest. I've never understood why people create fan bases around players that suck. But
That's ironic.
sorry.
It's very ironic.
But yeah, so
Are you a Kyle? Aren't you a Kyle Anderson fan? Just FYI.
Hey, he's better.
He's terrible.
But Sarge is like, I mean, what would he do against Giannis? Like he basically just play like 0 minutes.
Well,
and
if I may, he's probably better coming into the game than Kaminsky.
He's better, yeah, but it's not that much of an improvement. It's like, I don't know, you're getting like Isaiah Thomas and you're replacing him with someone else who's 5'9", just 5'10", and just like, a little bit better of a shooter. Like that's the only difference there is.
I mean, I still will argue that Saric is actually pretty well. I think Dario's an amazing 3-point shooter for how tall he is, and I think he's a little bit of an underrated defender. Do I think he's good by any means? No, but I don't think he's a terrible defender. I think he can hold his own, and I think Dario was actually a big loss considering the big men the Suns have. I mean, you saw it tonight. Ayton was starting to get in foul trouble. Giannis was attacking like he should have been. And then you didn't get too much time coming from Kaminsky. I believe Kaminsky played like not even like 3 minutes. He came in, I think, once or twice. But I mean, you lose a lot of big men depth. But all in all, this Suns team, they have so much bench depth. It's not really a big problem. Cameron Payne, he didn't play his best night tonight, but there were still moments where you went, damn, all right. Because there was a big run the Bucks were making, I believe, end of third, beginning of fourth. And Cameron Payne just got the steal right from Giannis. And at that point, the Bucks run just completely ended. They look done for. Cameron Johnson, he was hitting clutch shots all night long. But it definitely shortens this Suns rotation, and I think that's going to be a big problem for them, especially going up against the Bucks, who the first 2 games their bench has not been playing the best. But I guarantee you, this bench for the Bucks, if they get hot, they're going to set a forest fire with how good and how quickly they can put points on the board. You saw it against the Miami Heat in the first round. Bryn Forbes outscoring Jimmy Butler. It's just this Bucks bench is a match waiting to be lit. I think Bobby Portis didn't get played enough tonight. I think he can stop the pick and roll a little bit better than Brook Lopez, in my opinion. And Bryn Forbes, though, he shot 1 for 3, I believe, and he was way off on the first 2, somehow made the third one. They were off tonight, but if they can light up, this Bucks bench will torch the Suns team now, considering that, they're down two key rotation players. I don't know how much to expect from the Bucks bench, though, considering that they haven't been hot since the first round. So it's kind of a 50-50 if they'll actually turn up or not. But another quick performance I wanted to shout out. So in the first quarter, Devin Booker, I believe, was shooting 1 for 6 or 2 for 7, something like that. He shot terribly, and the Bucks looked like they were walking away with this game. They were up 12 or 13 at one point, and it looked like it was the Bucks running the thing. At the end of the game, Devin Booker finishes shooting 58% from three. How scary is that Devin Booker can turn a terrible shooting performance into a crazy high efficiency rate night? Spurs, what do you think?
I think it's very scary because when you have, like you said, like Drew Holiday, who's a very good defender, all NBA defender, it almost kind of just feels like when you play against someone like that, like it's nothing you can do. Kind of like the same feeling like a defender would get with trying to guard Giannis, like, besides obviously letting him shoot threes. But like, yeah, I think that the ability that Devin Booker shows with shooting, how he can kind of like turn around a bad night, is really something that could cause like headaches and worry for the Bucks defense.
I definitely agree with that. It's going to cause a big problem for this Bucks defense, and until they know how to stop him or even slow him down, if they can't figure out even how to slow him down, the series is over. Reek, what did you think on how fast Devin Booker turned a terrible shooting night into 58% from three? I mean, that's just out of this world considering how much he shot.
Just shows the kind of mentality that he has, man. He's a killer on the court, and that's just just the will that he has to even stick it out through a tough start. I think he was 1 for 6 starting out or something. It was bad like that, but then he just completely flipped the switch, and he said like what Kobe would tell him was just finish the job. And I think D Book, he's shown in this postseason that he's a winning player, and he's had this stigma around him because he hadn't made the playoffs before this season, and there was a bunch of like empty stats talk about him and stuff like that. But he's proven that he is a big time player, that he's a championship caliber player. And now, turning that bad start into a 31-point night, and his team is now 2 games away from, winning it all. So shout out to D Book for just, sticking through and finishing out with a great game.
Yeah, Devin Booker, I think, is the first player since the late great Kobe to have that Mamba mentality. And I'm going to be the first one to say it. Hot take coming. Devin Booker is going to be the next Kobe Bryant. I think that's fair to say. He's already had a 70-point game. He's got the mentality. He learned from the late great Kobe. And when I watch him play, I see glimpses of Kobe. And the kid's 22, 23. It's scary to look at.
Yeah. Hearing you saying that is like refreshing, because I know some Laker fans, like when I would like say like, yeah, Devin Booker gives me glimpses of Kobe, they would get all defensive and stuff, man. I'm like, bro, chill out. Like he's somebody that kind of molded his game after Kobe. He looked up to Kobe, and like you can just kind of see that in his game. I'm not saying he is Kobe Bryant. I'm just saying he's a mold of Kobe Bryant, and I don't really think that's too far-fetched to say.
Yeah, I think when a lot of people are saying Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant, there's never going to be another Kobe Bryant, obviously. I mean, Kobe was one of one. He was that. But I mean, it's the same thing. LeBron was Michael Jordan. They're not there, but you don't say they're the same person. But you growing up, you'd say LeBron could be the next Michael Jordan. That's what I think everybody's referring to. I just want to get that out there if anybody's listening and confused on it. I think Devin Booker is going to be the next guy in the league that is like Kobe Bryant, that scoring machine that can't be stopped no matter what you throw at him. And I'm excited to see this guy's career blossom. So Spurs and LeBron fan over here, since you're a big LeBron fan, do you think that Devin Booker will be running the league like LeBron was in his prime?
That's an insane take. What do you mean running the league? He'll never. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But that was just a crazy take. I had to almost say something crazy too. But nah, I mean, I think he'll have. That's wild that you would just say that. I don't even know how to respond to that. But nah, I mean, I think running the league is definitely I think that's too far. I would actually say that Giannis, I think, is gonna have a LeBron-like career in the sense of like I think he's gonna run the East. Actually, I think he'll make the finals a lot, because I think a lot of people feel like the Nets are gonna be like really good for a long time. But I think Durant is like 35 and Giannis is like 25, something like that. So I think the Nets only have 2 more years. And I think as long as Giannis is surrounded by talent, like he'll definitely be able to make the finals again. So if anyone's gonna run the league, I think it'll be Giannis over Devin Booker.
That's an argument we're gonna have a different day, but we will have that argument because I know Devin Booker is gonna run this league. He's better than most of the young guys right now that everybody's saying that will run the league. Jay, what did you take away from Devin Booker's excellent shooting night?
Hot and cold, pretty much. I mean, Booker has shown before that like he can just like flip it on and off. Same thing with most of the guys on the Suns. Like for example, Chris Paul. Before the 40-point game on the Clippers, he was shooting like I think 20% from three or something. And really bad splits. And this game he had 6 turnovers actually.
I think
But,
that was Chris Paul, right?
Yeah, Chris Paul. But I mean, Booker, he has a green light and he'll always be like the first scoring option on this team. And with that being said, like the team has opened up for Booker to like really, show his skills because this wasn't just like, Booker and CP3. This was an entire team performance. Mikal Bridges, he showed off. Cameron Johnson, he showed off. Jay Crowder, he did his job. Like everyone did their job here. And I think one of the best show offs of that is that at halftime, the Suns as a team made 11 threes. Which I mean that's pretty crazy to me, considering that the Bucks made like 3 by that time. So Booker kind of just has this wide open floor, and he'll more than likely just have that most of the time, and he can always just pop off whenever he wants to.
I 100% agree. And the thing with the 3-pointers, the Suns shot 20 for 40, 50% from 3 as a team. The Bucks only shot 9 for 31, 29%, under 30%. Really disappointing to see from this team, especially when you do have on paper shooters. Free throw wise too, Bucks had 23 free throws. The Suns had only 14, but the Suns only made 3 less than the Bucks. I mean, that's wild to think about the difference in amount of free throws taken. The stats on paper were actually a lot in the Bucks' favor. Bucks nearly had as many assists, and they don't have as many. They don't have the combo guard combo. Obviously, they had more rebounds, more offensive rebounds, more steals, less turnovers. But the thing that killed them was again the 3-point shooting from the Suns. I mean, it's impressive when you see a team shoot 50% from 3, especially with the amount of attempts they put up tonight. And that was something that really wowed me. I know I brought that up already, but the Suns shooting that well from 3 and having that many opportunities to shoot it is a big red flag for me if I'm Budenholzer, and I'm doing whatever I can to prevent that in the next game. What do you guys think about the amount of 3-point opportunities that were available for the Suns?
I mean, like you mentioned, shooting 50% from 3 on 40 attempts. That's insane. And like you mentioned earlier, Max, how they switched up the game plan, trying to guard the paint a little more. That just gave up a lot of open shots, and that's kind of what the Bucks have been notorious for, is giving up 3-pointers. And against a team like the Suns, especially if you get like 3 from Jay Crowder and you get 3 from Mikal Bridges, that's already a bad sign right there. Then D-Book hit 7, Chris Paul's hitting 3s, Cam Johnson off the bench is hitting shots. Like that's a recipe for disaster, against any really good team, especially a team that can shoot the ball like the Phoenix Suns. So, yeah, Coach Budenholzer, he has a lot to, look at, going into this game 3, man, because I mean, obviously you go down 3-0, it's pretty much over with. So, we'll see what adjustments he does make, if he does make any, but it might be a little bit of too little too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit too late. This next game coming up, make or break. I think if they lose this game, Budenholzer's out of there, they get a new coach. But I do quickly want to thank you guys for coming on. I want to give a huge announcement. Mama's Legacy, we're looking for writers. If you guys are interested in writing for us, it'd be amazing. DM either me or Cam. Check out the website even. We have a link on there where you can fill out a form to see if you want to come on the podcast, write for us. We'd love to have you guys join the Mama's Legacy team. And again, I want to thank everybody for coming on here. I know it's a little bit late, but real quick before we end it, predictions for how long this series is going to go into. Reek, we'll start with you.
Man, give me Suns in 5. My boy Chris Paul gets his first ring.
Oh, Jay, what you think?
How'd it go? So what was the so it was the second round. Someone got in a fight. Oh yeah, Suns in 4.
Yikes. He's pulling out the brooms. Are you going to give me a Chuck guarantee, Jay? Give me a Chuck guarantee.
Fuck it. Guarantee.
Oh, we got a Chuck guarantee. Spurs, how long do you see the series going?
I think that the Bucks are gonna get swept, and Drew Holiday is gonna get traded.
Oh, you going to put a guarantee on that?
Yeah, of course, guarantee.
Oh, we got 2 Chuck guarantees. I hear. Reek, do you guarantee the Suns in 6?
Hey, Suns in 5, and I guarantee it, man.
Oh, we got 3 guarantees. You know what? This is about to be a hot take. No, I'm about to guarantee. Bucks in 6. Guarantee. That's a guarantee.
Would you like to place a friendly,
Max is on track. Guarantee.
No,
friendly
no.
wager on that one?
All right, we'll put a friendly wager on that.
All right, we could just bet like 20 or something like that. 20.
All right, we'll put 20 on. 20 on. 20 on.
All right,
Bucks in
bet.
6. All right. But seriously, if you guys want to join the team, let me know. Huge shout out to you guys joining us, and take care, everybody.
Yes, sir.
See
Thank
you.
you for having us.